this podcast, we will be looking at storytellers, stories, and the reasons that oral storytelling is important in our world today. You would think with all the technology we have available that stories do not have a place anymore, but they are needed more than ever. For in storytelling is where we find truth, we find reality, and we find the heart of what it is to be human. Welcome to the heart of storytelling. My name is Alyssa Curtain, and let's go on an adventure.
Welcome to this week's episode. This week I spoke with one of my classmates at Emerson College's Storytelling Beyond Words course, of which there are 24 of us learning the art and craft of storytelling beyond words. Elena comes from Greece and tells the story of Odysseus, and I'm absolutely in awe of her ability to be able to remember the words of this magnificent story, which is still one of my favourite all-time myths. I hope you enjoy the interview.
Welcome to this week's episode. Today I'm speaking with Elena Medusa, who is from Greece. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Can you tell me a bit about how you got started in storytelling?
Yes. I guess in a sense I was already into it because I was writing scripts for the movies, for the cinema. So I was inventing stories for that. But then I stopped, and after some years I came across Odyssey as I was doing a workshop where I had to read something and the people had to make sound on that reading. And this book that was given to me by chance was Odyssey, that I haven't had since school. So I started to read, and then I became like, wow, this is Odyssey I know from school. Has nothing to do with what I was remembering. So I started to read it again and again, crying, reading, and I felt so identified with the hero's journey, actually, which is Odysseus going to Ithaca after the war.
I love that. I've got my own copy of the Odyssey, and it smells beautiful. The book has lovely pages. I just love it.
Yeah.
So what have you done with that story since you found it?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was just reading it. Then the international organization of Homer's readers came to Athens, where I live, and they created a whole night reading. So many people from many nationalities were reading one after the other pieces of Odyssey that the organization gave to us. So before me, it was a travesti, a blonde, very sexy travesti that was reading a monologue of Penelope. And after me, I think it was somebody that was reading Odyssey in Arabic. So it was very, very interesting. And then after that, I moved for some months to an island called Amorgos that has amazing trails. You want the whole way around the island and you can see the cliffs and the mountains and the sea. It's high. And as I was walking there, I felt so inspired to bring people on these trails and read Odyssey. And so I did. I started with friends and I was reading. But then next year I started to make my own combination of stories, not to read anymore. And then after some years lately, it's been 6 years since then, I just recite. Meaning I take a rhapsody, I choose 7 pages, I learn them by heart, and then with the instrument I'm having the lyra, the ancient Greek lyra, a free copy of the ancient instrument. I recite these
Oh, wow.
pieces.
So that's a lot to remember. Like And you do it in Greek, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you do to learn? How do you learn the lines? Do you have a practice that you?
Sure.
Yeah.
I must say that I only do in ancient Greek two pieces regularly, and the rest is in modern Greek. So it doesn't require also to remember in ancient Greek, which is more difficult nowadays. What I do is I take it part by part and I use it like a meditation. Like in the morning when I start to tell it, look at it, see my mistakes, repeat it, and then in the evening before going to bed, I recite again to see how much I remember during the day, and I give it like the 7 pages will be 10 days for me.
Wow.
Yeah, to learn it by heart, and then I repeat the following day the previous pieces.
Yeah. Okay. So you go back to where you were,
Yes.
and then do the next bit. And that sounds like a really interesting process. I mean, because with the classics, with those stories, it's harder to tell them. I think there's quite an art in being able to recite them, which is how it was done, wasn't it? So, yeah, it's quite an art to be able to, and they're massive. Like it's 7 pages is not a small amount, is it? So
Yeah, if something in those stories, especially when he goes to those islands, is inspiring for somebody, then it's more easy to learn it by heart. And if the translation is really good, like nowadays there is a woman that did, an English woman that did an amazing, or an American, I'm not sure, an amazing translation. And I would like really to read it. So if it's inspiring, it's more easy. It's more easy because you want to do this.
Yeah.
You want to learn it by heart, like a poem. You know, it's similar to a poem.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite part of the story?
Yeah, I have a favorite. How to say? It's not invocation. Is when Odysseus or Ulysses, whatever, after 10 days and 10 nights spent in the sea, he arrives at the island of Phaeaces, and he falls asleep, and in the morning there are some girls' voices that wake him up. And he's naked, he has spent 10 days in the sea, he's swollen, he's full of salt, he's dirty, and he has no hope but to reach them in order to seek for help. So he takes a branch to cover his nakedness,
Yeah.
and goes there, and as he goes there, the other girls disappear, and only the princess of Phaeaces stays still there at her position, and that's Nausicaa. I don't know how is that.
Nausicaa.
Is the princess Nausicaa.
Okay.
And as he sees her, he speaks to her as if she would be a very young sapling sprouting from the earth. And he remembers that he has encountered a sapling in the altar of Apollon in Delos Island. And he compares her to that amazing, shiny, full of life, beautiful sapling. And that's the way he refers to her. He doesn't know that she is a princess. But the names and the words he is using for her, for somebody that like Odysseus that comes from war, where in war one of the things you take from the occupied people is women, and looking at his transformation, to how he speaks to these women seeking help. Of course, he is in need, but then he could choose another way, but he chooses such a soft, tender, and delicate way to speak to her that I love it.
Yeah.
And this is the part I'm telling in ancient Greek because it is so beautiful.
Yeah, and you can see your face. Your face really lights up, and I can see that you can see it in your mind as well when you're talking about it. It's just so clear. Unfortunately, not video, but like it's really, really beautiful. Now, you said you were walking and telling stories.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, so I choose a place that I feel it is sacred, either because it's nearby a temple or because the nature looks sacred, has something special that speaks to the story and to me as a teller. And then I choose a rhapsody according to that place, to that spot. And then I choose a walk that takes us together with the reciting, the telling, around 3 hours to come and go, or less, but not more, because all kinds of people are coming and some of them are getting tired to walk so much. And then I choose the spots where we sit to recite and tell the story and interact. And then I make the event online, and I invite people through different groups that nowadays I'm having after spending these years telling the story, and also Facebook, also emails, WhatsApp,
Amazing.
whatever.
Would you ever consider doing it in English?
Yeah, I've done it in English when I have been in Corfu living there. So in this village where I was, the majority of people would speak English, not Greek. So I have done it in English, and I'm looking forward to this new translation of this woman, because I would be very happy to find a translation that suits the feeling I'm having about Odyssey.
Oh, that's an amazing story. And so you're obviously, well, it's a Greek myth. Are there any other stories within the Greek pantheon?
Yeah.
That you are drawn to?
Yes. Yes, since some years now I'm busy with the myth of Medusa. That's how my nickname came by. So we know the myth of this woman, kind of woman. She's really half woman, half animal, with snakes instead of hair, that lives on that rock. And as travelers are coming by, she can look at them and they become stones. They are petrified. Until this hero, this hero comes, and with the consultation of goddess Athena and Hermes, he uses a very transparent shield to see her face from the back and cut her head. And he takes her head to give it to the king of island Seriphos instead of horses, because in that way he wanted to, let's say, buy the freedom of his mother, Danae, that this king had an eye on her, and he wouldn't like his mother to be with that man. So he buys in that way her freedom. But what he does at the end is, as he arrives in Seriphos, he takes out the head of Medusa, but the head is still alive and has still the power to petrify. And so as the king and his followers are watching the head, they become stones.
Wow.
So I investigated into that myth because of so many things that have hit me, and I found out there is a prehistorical figure of Medusa who has been a moon goddess, and precisely the moon goddess of dark moon. So she was the initiator into the mysteries of death and sacred sexuality as a crown.
Wow.
So there are three phases of the moon. The new moon that is represented by Athena, the maiden, the full moon that is represented by Metis, the first wife of Zeus, who is the mother, the pregnant mother. And the third phase is the dark moon and is the crown. So it's the wise woman, let's say, the one that knows and can initiate into very deep mysteries. So when this tribe of Dorians came into Greece, that at that time was not called Greece, they came as a tribe of warriors with weapons and a father god. In that time in Greece, there was a mother goddess, the mother of nature, the mother of everything, of giving birth. She was called the great goddess, and we can find many information for her in the Minoan civilization, because all the paintings there are showing this adoration to great goddess. So they found this old religion or cult, whatever you want to call it, and in order to really take over, they kind of took the myths and they put it in service of their own interest and their own religion.
So propaganda.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So this moon goddess in a tribe that adores the sun, a moon, especially dark moon goddess, has no place. So in a way they turn her into a monster.
Oh, wow.
It's so interesting, really.
Wow. And do you think, I mean, is that common in the Greek myths that they used it for propaganda or used it for their own ends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dorians, when they came, they distorted many myths. Yeah. Because the goddesses became like daughters or wives of Zeus. And the ones that stayed integral, with integrity, they are the virgin ones. So it's kind of suspicious, because in a way what they have taken into control was women's sexuality. So if they can control the sexuality of women,
Yeah.
which is such a great power, because is the power to give life, to create life, no?
Yeah, absolutely.
So they could control the old system in their minds.
Oh, that's so fascinating. And that's happened so often.
Yeah.
So often that women's power has been hijacked through history. Ah, interesting. So do you, when you're telling, you mostly tell to adults, is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
mostly to adults. And nowadays there is a group that is formed from Athens, people from Athens. From let's say 35 to 70-ish. No, 75.
Yeah.
Mostly 38 to 75, and most of them are coming to all walks. So in that case, I have to choose each time a different myth to tell. So it puts me into work. It's good.
Yes.
But it's very nice, because then we can discuss and we can interact into the story, and that's so important. For example, what I use for interaction before I start Odyssey is the question, what is home? And this is such an amazing, rich question. What is home for you now? So to have a group that comes again and again, and we all see the changes that each one brings to that question, that it changes from time to time, is very nice. I really like it.
Well, I love the fact that you've got people coming back again and
Yeah.
again. There's obviously some story medicine that you're offering there for people. Yeah.
And also I feel like ancestral medicine is there for us to learn. There are so many lessons to learn from the wandering of Odysseus and his transformation, how from a fierce warrior and he has become nothing, no clothes, no richness, no comrades, companions, no ships, no nothing, and how this became the tool of his transformation.
Yeah, it reminds me of Inanna, because Inanna is the same. She loses everything.
Inanna is very relevant.
Yeah.
It's a great myth. I love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites too. And so we are here at Emerson College studying storytelling. So what brought you here?
Yeah. Maybe I felt lately a bit lonely in creating the stories. That even with the friends that are coming, they're enjoying the space, but I cannot really exchange stories, techniques, not being in the same container. Like we are here. Yeah. And also to be able to meet different cultures and listen to their stories is amazing. It's amazing that we are, I think, 17 nationalities here.
Yes, yeah.
I find it amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
I felt a bit claustrophobic lately after 2019, during the quarantine and after, in the bubble where I was, and this was an opportunity to go out.
Yeah, amazing.
It brought so much change. Anyway, the preparation for coming here brought so much change. So.
I think we're all going to change. I've already changed. Yeah. So what do you, when you finished here, what sort of, do you have any ideas what might come next? I know it's pretty early in the picture, but yeah.
Yeah, I already have ideas, and I'm gonna be based in Delphi, where I have a little village just underneath the temple that I'm working in the trail, and I'm gonna stay there the whole June to create a festival for September that connects music, stories, and dances from the ancient times and the traditional ones, the folk ones, let's say, like myths and folk tales, as we say here in Emerson College.
Yeah.
To connect the two and to see the relation between them. In the beginning, this September, it will be a small festival, but I would love it to turn into an international festival, to open up and bring also other tellers, other musicians from other cultures to come.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
And why Delphi? Why did you choose there?
Yeah, because it's the place to be. I have a long personal story with Delphi. I've been going there since many years, and I'm kind of connected with the Oracle Temple and have received, I can say it, oracles.
Yes.
And I feel just connected. And I must say here that before the adoration for God Apollon, the god of light, there was another temple there where they used to have this snake pythoness. a female snake that started the whole story of the place, and it used to be a goddess place
Wow.
before Apollon came and
Yes.
cut the head of the pythoness.
Isn't that interesting how women's places get taken over? And we're recording this on International Women's Day, so I think it's probably quite
Wow,
a good,
yes.
quite a good recording for today. Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So, do you feel that why do we still need myths? They're so old. Why do we need them today? Yeah.
First of all, it's good to examine and question the archetypes.
Mm.
So far, I've been taking everything for granted, all the myths, all the archetypes, and now I start to question when this was created and why and in which conditions. That's the first thing I find very interesting to bring into life. Because in a way, patriarchy has started many, many eons ago. Second, as we know, stories contain medicine, and myths contain a great medicine to bring to the world. Because they have been told again and again for so many centuries and eons, and they have become, it's funny, but I'm saying this very often, they have become a kind of prayer that you repeat. And somehow in repeating this, they create vibrations and bring people together.
That's so true. So why do you think, I mean, the podcast is called The Heart of Storytelling. You know, do you think that at the heart of storytelling is this reverence and the prayer that we're offering? What is at the heart of it? Why do we do it? Why do we still need it?
What is the heart of storytelling? What comes to me is, as we have heard in that context, stories are coming to us. I felt this enormously, and they are coming for a reason. They need this body and this voice in order to be told, and they know why they come, and they know the purpose. So in the heart of storytelling is this, how to say, the stories that we are chosen by the stories. We are chosen. And we are no longer, as we tell the stories, we are no longer the individuals. We become the stories themselves.
So the heart of storytelling is that the stories want to exist, and we then become a vessel for their existence, or they'll be forgotten.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
amazing. So when you were little, did you have a favorite story or myth?
Good question. I've never thought about it. What comes to me is my mother was working, and I would have a grandmother. She was not my grandmother, but she was looking after us, and she comes from this place that is the eastern part of Greece, and she was singing a song, a folk song, and this song had a story. So because she was singing it so often, somehow it stayed all those years in my mind. It's not a very joyful story, but probably it has marked me. It speaks about three men that were in the, let's say, in a pub or in a coffee place, and they were drinking and they became drunk. And one of them said to the other, "You have a very beautiful woman." And the man that to him he was referring, he answered, "How do you know her?" And the other one said, "I met her and she gave me a kiss." So the husband goes back home completely drunk and kills his wife out of rage and being drunk. And the next day, when he wakes up from his drunkenness, he starts to cry and calls her to wake up. "Wake up, my duck. Wake up, my bird. Wake up that the handsome young man can see you and be delighted." Obviously, he has regretted, but in a way it's too late. And yeah, that story stayed in me, and maybe that's why I'm so interested in the position of the women. And also so many women are the victims of home violence, no? Nowadays.
Yes.
So that story came to me as a Woman's Day. So.
It's interesting how the stories that we hear then set our values. I think as storytellers we have a responsibility to tell stories that share values, whether it doesn't really matter what they are, because people will receive them however they're sitting. But be aware that what we're doing is passing on values in many ways, especially to young people, I guess.
Absolutely.
So we come to the end now. Is there any advice that you'd like to offer storytellers who are starting out, or any advice you've received along the way that you'd like to share?
Follow your passion. That's what I did. Follow your intuition and your passion, and don't be afraid of mistakes or people not coming. This is just a phase. This is just insist following your passion and your desire and your intuition into telling stories.
Oh, I love that advice. It's beautiful. So where can people find you if they want to find out about your story walks? And
I have a page in Facebook. It's called Reciting Odyssey on Ancient Trails.
Yes.
And that's where I put all my events. And otherwise in Facebook, I'm Elena Medusa.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, we'll put them in the links, and people can reach out and find you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Thank you.
Well, that's our episode for today. I hope you've enjoyed learning about storytelling and folktale, fairytale, myth, legend, or personal tales, wonder tales, all sorts of stories, and the art of storytelling, and why we really need to continue using it today. You can find more information about me at alysacurtain.com or at Alyssa Curtain Stories on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. I hope that you can find your heart in storytelling.